Hey everybody, Portly Paladin back again with another video. Just going to give you a little bit of an update. Going to try to make this one a bit short because, got things going on and that sort of thing, and I know you guys do too, so I'm going to try to make it as short and sweet as I can. Alright, first off, let's go ahead and get right to it. I actually gained 2 pounds this week. It's kind of a weird story, really. I'm at 471 now, but it's kind of a weird story because I did I've been doing something I always tell people not to do. One of the biggest mistakes that people that are losing weight or trying to lose weight make, I think, is weighing themselves often. Your body fluctuates a ton. It's the nature of the beast. Especially if you're a bigger person like me. A body like this holds on to a lot of water, a lot more water than a normal person would. So, especially if you have issues like myself, I take a water pill because I do have high blood pressure. So, I'm constantly flushing water out. I do have a love affair with salt sometimes, so that can help me retain water. So, my water content fluctuates constantly, and that is a lot of the reason I think sometimes why uh, my weight fluctuates, and that's one of the reasons why I don't weigh myself often. Now, lately, I've broken that rule, and I've been doing it a lot. Just this Sunday, I weighed myself, and I weighed in at, I believe it was 462. So I had lost a ton. So I was so excited for this Thursday. I was like, wow, if I'm already at 462, even if I fluctuate a tiny bit with water, I'm still going to have lost like 4 or 5 pounds. This is going to be a great week for me. And then I actually weighed myself last night just out of curiosity to see where I was, and I was actually at 476. So I had actually gained 7 pounds from last week, and in turn gained like 12 pounds from Sunday. And I was like, wow, how the hell does that happen? That makes no sense. But then I weighed myself again this morning, and I'm at 471. So could be a scale issue, could be the water issue. Who knows? I'm tired of trying to figure it out. Honestly, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I think, according to my notebook here, the last few weeks I've written down started at the end of August at 473, and now 4 weeks later I'm only at 471. So that's a net loss of only 2 pounds over 4 weeks. And I yo-yoed a lot in there, a lot. Went from 473 to 470 to 471 to 469 back to 471. So that's an indicator to me that I definitely need to change something. So I'm going to have to start figuring that out and seeing what I need to change so that I can actually start losing regularly again and stop this yo-yo business. Because this yo-yoing is annoying as hell. I hate it. Because you get excited at one point, all right, I'm finally back on track, and then boom, oh, I'm derailed again. Oh, I'm back on track. Oh, I'm derailed again. It's like this roller coaster of emotion that really sucks. So yeah, don't do that. Don't weigh yourself a lot. It's just going to discourage you more and depress you more, especially if you're already a depressive kind of person. I really wouldn't recommend it at all. Don't do it. Alright, so this week, the one big thing I want to talk about after those things is something that I think everybody out there that's trying to lose weight needs to get. And that would be one of these. A scale. Because I think people are kind of dumb when it comes to portions. And I don't mean that to sound rude or anything. That's how I feel. I think it's the truth. I think that honestly, people are kind of dumb when it comes to portions, and for the longest time, I was very dumb when it came to portions. I would look at a chicken breast directly out of the package and say to myself, "Oh, it's one chicken breast. That's a serving size. That's perfect." And I would look at it and go, "Okay, well, it's probably bigger than a normal serving size. They say 3 to 4 ounces of protein, which is about a deck of cards. So that's probably like maybe 6. That's not too bad." I was so totally wrong. The first time I actually weighed a chicken breast, it weighed in at 12 ounces. Twice what I thought it was. So yeah, huge. So now that I've actually started weighing my meat, um, see, I like to butcher my own meat in a lot of ways. I used to be a meat cutter at the local grocery store, so I kind of know my way around meat and can kind of cut it up. But it's really not difficult. One of the things that I like to do is when pork, whole boneless pork loins go on sale, they're usually on sale for about $2 a pound, $2 a pound. So you can usually get one for around $20. Pork loin's around 10 pounds usually. So I bring it home. First thing I do is I take off all of the fat. Completely trim it off. Get off all the silver skin. Take off that little tough chain piece that's on the side. Don't worry if you don't understand what that means. Get all that trimmed up so it's completely clean, great piece of meat. And then I've gotten it down to where I can cut almost dead on 3-ounce portions just because I've done it a couple times now. And the scale definitely helped me with that. Trying to understand exactly what size to do. So what I normally do is, in case I'm off, is I take a plate, I'll cut a slice. I usually put a small plate on here and then tear it out so I don't have to worry about the top of this getting raw meat on it. You can also just like slap a piece of parchment paper or wax paper on there or plastic wrap or whatever you want. There's even been a few times when I didn't want to dirty a plate that I actually just wrapped the top of this in aluminum foil and then teared it out. Just put it right on top of that and then just threw the aluminum foil away when I was done. But yeah, go ahead and do that. And then I'll put it on there and I'll weigh it out on the ounces because I have ounces and grams on here. And then I set them on separate parts of the plate. Usually I have anywhere between 3 and 5 ounces per slice of whatever it is that I'm cutting. Usually don't, for whatever reason, I guess I just have a better eye. I don't go under 3 ounces. So I'll put them in different piles, and when I'm done cutting the entire pork loin, I'll have a bunch of piles, 3, 4, and 5 ounces. Then I'll pull out plastic bags and Ziploc, zip top, zipper, whatever you want to call them, freezer bags, quart size usually. And I will put two pieces of pork in there per bag. And I will write on the outside how many ounces those pieces were. So if it was 3 ounces, I write it 3, 4 ounces each, 4, 5, etc. And then I put those in the freezer, keep them nice and flat. Usually what I'll do is I'll take like a cookie sheet or a baking sheet and lay them on there completely flat and kind of press them down so they're as flat as possible. Freeze them on that, and then since they're nice and flat that way, I can then stack them up so that I have them all nice and neatly stacked in my freezer. And when it comes time to thaw something out for dinner, one, because they're pretty thin and they're in an even layer, they take maybe an hour to thaw. I'm lucky I have a stainless steel sink in my kitchen, so it has a nice little wide section in the back for, I guess, putting your soap on and things. Well, if I slap my pork chops right there on that metal, the metal kind of sucks the coolness out of the meat and transfers the warmth from the metal in there pretty quickly. I don't know exactly how the science works, but if you ever remember, like several years ago, they would sell those little plates, and it was like, ooh, really fast thawing. You put a piece of meat on there, and it'll thaw it in just like an hour instead of overnight. Well, that's all it was just a piece of metal, and it would just transfer the heat pretty quickly, and that's why it thawed so fast. So with these being so thin and then putting them on there, I usually thaw them within about an hour, and we're ready to cook dinner. I do the same thing with boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I buy. What I'll do is I take them out of the package, trim up all the fat and everything that's around the edges, and then I lay them on a cutting board, stick my hand on top of it as flat as I can get it, like with my fingertips bent up like that so they're completely out of the way. Then I take a knife, put it through the thick part, and then watching, I make sure to go dead center all the way down the chicken breast and just split it into 2 pieces. And then I will do the same thing. Weigh it, put it in a pile, put it in a bag, put the bag in the freezer flat, stack it up, etc. Well, out of 1 package of chicken breasts, usually there's 3 chicken breasts in there, I can get 3 meals. When our chicken breasts, boneless, skinless ones, are on sale around here, it's about $1.99 a pound, and each package is around 2 pounds. So I can usually get 3 full meals for my wife and myself for $4. Same thing with the pork. A $20 pork loin that's 2 pounds. After I, trim off all the fat and everything, sorry, I meant 10 pounds. After I trim off all the fat, it drops it down to about 19 pounds. Slice it up. I can usually get around, 8 meals out of it for, what, $20? I meant 9 pounds, not 19. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I can usually go ahead and get. Actually, 8 meals is too many. So about 3 to 4 ounces per. That's about four pork chops per pound. So about 28 pork chops. So usually about 12 meals actually out of it for $20. Again, not bad. So I recommend you getting yourself one of these for that. It's also great. One of my favorite quick, easy meals. If I just am hurrying to get something to eat, and it's toward the evening, and I just want to eat like a baked potato that I can throw some chili on or something. Something that's low points, quick and easy to do. If I want to know how big that potato is, so I know how many points I've got, you need to weigh it. Scale's perfect for that. This particular scale is actually the Biggest Loser scale. I got it as a present for either my birthday or Christmas last year. I forget which. I like it a lot. It's made by Taylor. It's the company. It really works well. You've got the unit button can do either ounces or grams. It's got a nice big plate here for you to put things on. So that some scales I've seen are just really small. They're really hard to deal with. The only thing that I don't like about this scale is this plate here doesn't come off. This glass plate. So if I am weighing something and it does get on this glass and I kind of try to wipe it off, or if I pick it up by the glass or something like that, my fingerprints get on there. I don't even know if you can see that, but to me it looks kind of gross. There's fingerprints all over it. And it's really hard to get under there to clean to get those fingerprints off. And if anything happens to get under there, like if I'm baking or something and I'm weighing everything for the baking, and something might splash up under there or something like that, it's really hard to clean it. It's really irritating, and I really don't like that. But other than that, scales are your friend. I really recommend it. If you're going to be serious about losing weight, you really got to be serious and just go all out. Just go as far as you think you can go. And do it. Just really do it. Make it happen. So if you want to make it happen, then you need to do some of these steps. And one of those things is to buy a scale. One of those things is to pay attention to your food and how much you're eating of your food and how much, measure it out and scale it out. Do everything you need to do to understand exactly what you're eating and how much you're eating. Don't just guess, because guessing is going to get you into trouble. There's been several times throughout this whole plan when I've actually just said, you know what, I don't need to do that. I don't really need to pay attention too much anymore. I don't need to measure out the margarine I'm going to put into this bowl of green beans. I'll just scoop some in there. And then there was times when I kind of stopped and I looked and I went, well, I think that's about a tablespoon and a half. Let me go back and measure it and actually see how much is there. And then I get my tablespoon measure out and I check it, and it turns out it's actually like 2.5 tablespoons. It's a full extra tablespoon there that I wasn't accounting for, just because my brain didn't really register exactly how much was actually there. My volume metric in my brain wasn't working. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much the end of the video. Like I said, it was going to be a short one today. It's going to be less than 15 minutes. So that's it. Hope you guys have a good one. Don't forget, keep waging the war against your waistline. And until next time, keep it up. We'll see you.